Hi, welcome to 90% Knitting. This is episode 279, and I'm Lisa, your host, also known as Fiber Nymph on Ravelry and most of social media. I will put my screen in here so you can find me if you would like. Today is Friday. It's only been a week since I recorded. I've actually got it 2 Fridays in a row here. So today's Friday the 13th. Woo! April 13th. Hopefully you're having good luck today and not bad luck. I apparently am having good luck because I'm actually getting to sit down and record for you a second Friday in a row. It's exciting. How are ya? I realized a couple of things when I was processing the video last week. Number one, I realized I was really kind of wonky. Like there was almost more up here than there was of me at certain points. That's how it felt. I don't know. I think I have things situated a little bit better this week. The other thing is I realized that I welcomed all new viewers and I didn't say anything to all of you guys who keep coming back. That was not intentional. I think I got off on a tangent fairly quickly after saying that. But yeah, welcome. New viewers, long-term viewers, everybody in between, thank you for stopping by again. I do, again, have handwritten show notes this week. It's really hard to do them on my computer now because I'm not using my computer at all to record. I'm just recording on my phone, which I did finally find an easier way of getting the video off my phone and onto my computer, but it took me 3 days because the Google phone is a little weird and it automatically uploads everything to the cloud, and it was like this really secret back doorway of connecting my phone to the computer to get the video off my phone directly because it was still there. I hadn't deleted it yet. I don't know. It was weird. Hopefully, fingers crossed, again, this will work easier today now that I know how to do it. At any rate, wow. So yeah, even though it's only been a week since I recorded, it's going to seem like less than that because I didn't get it uploaded, I think, until Monday. Wow. Sorry. I'm not trying to inundate you with me. I'm just doing the best I can here. Anyway, yeah, it's been another really busy week. And loaded on top of that is I'm fighting something. I don't know what. You're probably getting really tired of hearing me say that I am just tired, and I am just tired, but my body is starting to tell me now that, like, this is getting a little crazy because I've got something sinusy going on, and I've been flirting with a UTI all week, which that's no fun. Hence, I'm drinking cranberry juice, trying to ward away that loveliness. I used to get those a lot, and I haven't had one probably in a couple of years. I know, way more than you need to know about me. But all that to say is I can just tell that my resistance is probably low and that I am running on empty at this point with all this house stuff. Both the work and the stress of it. So my body gives me signs that, it's time to slow down, and unfortunately slowing down is not an option. However, on the plus side, all of this house craziness should be over in about a month. God willing and the creek don't rise. We have a tentative closing window somewhere around May 14th. So today is the 13th, so yep, one more month and I should be done. Yeah, I'll talk more about that later. You're not here to hear about my house woes. Not really woes, but you know what I mean. We'll talk about knitting first because that's the happy stuff. And I've got some FOs to show you this week. These are the things that were almost finished objects last week. Now, these are finished. Neither of them have been blocked, nor do they have their ends woven in, so they look a little wonky, but they're done. The knitting part's done. The first one is my Augustine shawlette. So here it is in all its drop stitch glory. This, you might remember. Oh, crap. Sorry. I don't remember who it's by. I forgot to write down the designer's name, but it's in my project page. if you remember last week, I showed it to you, and I was like, I think this is the end. Here's my one end. Come here. I was this far, and I had run out of yarn. And that was even cheating on some of the decreases, like doing things faster. But I had this much left that I did not have yarn for, so I did have to break into a whole other skein of this. This is my bedazzled base in the denim colorway. But I bit the bullet and did it because I didn't have anything else on hand that would match this well enough. And so it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. But it's finished, and I really do like it. I can't wait to get it blocked. I've knit one of these before, a couple of years ago, and it's just such a nice, lightweight, airy, drapey accessory. So you can kind of see it there, and that's just usually how I wear it. I just, wrap it around my neck a little bit, and these hang, and once it's blocked, it'll be a little bit even more open. But those, the dropped stitches and the being knit at a looser gauge, I'm trying to remember what size needles I knit this on. I want to say 5s maybe. Yeah, it's very nice and loose. I highly recommend this pattern if you want just a nice, lightweight, easy wearing kind of scarfy thing. This is a great pattern. So that's the Augustine Shawlette. So that is officially off my needles, just needs to be blocked. And its ends woven in. The next finished object, and this one I'm super happy with too, because this was a bigger project, is my Winnie shawl. So it is finished. This must be the theme for the week because, okay, well, I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let me tell you what I did. So I showed it to you last week, and I explained that I was going rogue a little bit on this because once you get through this part here, you're supposed to do, which end is it on? Here, it's on this end. You're supposed to do this one row using your original main color and putting one of the bubbles in, and then the rest of it is just this contrasting color and then your bind off. Well, I wanted to use as much of my yarn as I could, and so I added not just one but 2 more bubbles, and I offset them from each other, and I really like how that turned out. And I put 3 garter ridges between each one. And so when I got done with that, I hardly had any yarn left. And I thought, that's going to be a problem. I did manage to get 3 more garter ridges in the contrasting color here. But at that point I thought it would look funny to bind off with just that little bit of that color at the edge. Because it was supposed to be, I believe, 5 garter ridges of that color, and then the bind off. And that didn't look right because it looked too small. But that I was pretty much out of yarn. I had a few grams left, and that wasn't going to be enough to do 2 more garter ridges plus the bind off. And of my blue, I also had very little. And I was using approximately 2.5 to 3 grams per one row at this point. I think I had, it must have been like a little over 6 grams maybe, I don't remember. Basically, it was enough to do 1 more garter ridge in the blue. Is that what I did? Let me think now. No, it may have just been 1 row. I can't remember now how I did it, and I can't tell just looking at it. I think I just did 1 row. I had 6 grams left, and so I did 1 row out on the right side. And then coming back, I had to find something else to bind off with because I knew the remaining 3 grams was definitely not going to be enough. Because your bind off usually takes, like an extra... You're supposed to multiply. Whatever you're using for a row, multiply that times... I've heard 3 and I've heard 4. And that's how much you're supposed to allow for your bind off. I did not have that. So after looking through my stash and trying to figure out what might work, I was even looking through scraps and mini skeins and everything, I ended up using my original yarn that I was going to use as the, oh, I didn't bring that in either, sorry. The original contrasting color, which this was, the blue is from Destination Yarn, and I had another variegated from Destination Yarn that I had originally wanted to use as my contrasting color. Only it had enough of the same navy-ish blue in it that it was not really showing up. Like these bubbles were not well defined. So I couldn't use that. Which that's the second project now that yarn did not work out for. Which is sad because I really like that yarn. It'll find a home eventually. It'll find the right project. But anyway, that is what I ended up using for my bind off. Now, you can see probably, yeah, there's some brown in there and the blue, and there's also some like lighter spots. But it's mostly the blue and the brown. And the fact that there's a little bit of brown on the edge, I don't care. It's not bothering me at all. I don't think it's overly like, woo, you know, looking weird. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it. And I love how this shawl turned out. It's a fabulous pattern. I don't think I said the pattern is by Sarah Jordan, who is one of our group members and a fellow Pittsburgher. Yeah, so I'm thrilled with how it turned out. So the yarns that I did end up using, and this, I'm assuming this is maybe how I'll wear it, like a big shawly thing wrapped. I haven't figured out how I'm going to wear this yet. Crescent shaped shawls are not ones that I use a lot, and I'm never quite sure how to style them, but this is so nice and big. This is like over 800 yards, and I love being able to see all my little bubbles. I don't know, that's a really messy way of doing that, but anyway. What was I saying? Oh, the yarns I ended up using. So this was the one Destination yarn in her letter base in the Harvest Moon colorway. And then the contrasting color that I used was from Moonstone Dye Works in her Sparkle base. I think it's just called Sparkle base. Sparkle, I don't know. In Katamari. So I'm super happy with it. I love it. I love the colors. I love the design. It was just a win-win-win-win-win kind of project, and that was not meant to be a pun. It was a win-a-win-a-win-a-win-a. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad it's finished because it was a nice big project to finish. I haven't done, well, I'm trying to think when the last time was that. I guess I've done some huge shawls. I did some last year, but I guess I feel like I cast that one on sort of on a whim, and then I had made the decision that I wanted to try to make it smaller than it was supposed to be according to the pattern, and I think I probably ended up making it about the same size in the end after adding those extra bits. I don't know. Once I block it, I'll know how big it's going to actually be, but I'm happy with it, and that's what counts, right? Okay, so now let's move on to whips. I have another shawl. I showed it to you last week. I had just started it, I believe. And this is my Tan House Brook shawl, and that pattern is by Jennifer Lassonde of Downseller Studio Podcast fame. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, that's good. I see. I have a hard time seeing with my phone. There we go. It's an elongated triangular shawl with the center spine with the eyelets down either side, and then there's textured sections. So I am doing it out of my bounce base, and I'm using the expanded rainbow colorway, and I'm into the yellow, so I'm in the third color, which is very exciting. And I also am now out of the plain stockinette portion at the top of the shawl. This is going to be hard for you to see because I can't really open it up the whole way. But you have the plain stockinette, which is the red and the orange. And I was still in the plain stockinette when I started the yellow, but shortly thereafter I did the first eyelet section. So there's an eyelet section there. And now it's in a section that's using stockinette and reverse stockinette rows. So yeah, I'm into the textured area and I'm excited. So I'm a little over a quarter of the way done with that based on my yarn, because whenever I do gradients, the color blocks are all equal amounts of yarn, more or less. I mean, they probably vary by a yard or two, but for the most part they are equal segments. So I'm in the third color, so that puts me a little over a quarter of the way. And I'm just enjoying knitting this. I'm knitting it on US 7s, and which is what the pattern calls for. Fingering weight on a US 7 is a very, very drapey fabric, which I think will be great for this because it'll make it nice and, drapey and flowy, and I like that. So I'm fine with it, but it just feels really weird as I'm knitting it sometimes because I think, oh my gosh, this fabric feels so open. I mean, granted, there's also eyelets in it, like along the spine, and then there's that eyelet section, so I can feel those, but yeah, it feels sort of holy. I was going to tell you too, as I was working on the Winnie, when I was towards the end there, I was using my Lika interchangeables, remember? I had one of the tips unscrew. I'm knitting along and I'm like, this is odd. And I looked down and there was probably a segment of about this many stitches that had come off because the cable and the needle did come unscrewed from each other. I mean, I was able to use the end of the cable and pick those stitches back up to catch up to the needle, and it was fine. I mean, thankfully it wasn't like an eyelet row of anything, but from that point on, at the end of every row, I just took both of the needles and gave them a little twist just to make sure they were snugged up. So I guess that is something to be mindful of. I mean, I've heard lots of people say that happens with interchangeables. I just hadn't noticed it happening on that project. So yeah, I'll have to be mindful of that. But just thought I'd mention that since I did talk about the Lika needles last time. I started out using the Likas on the Tan House Brook shawl, but for whatever reason, I'm not sure if it's because I'm knitting, it's such a loose fabric. I don't know. It didn't feel like it was sliding as well as I wanted it to. So I did switch those out, and I'm using just metal needles. I think they're Hayas or Addies or something. I don't know. So, alrighty. So I worked on that. The other thing I worked on, which is kind of funny because I think the last time I mentioned it, I told you I was going to frog it. But it's been sitting out here, and so at one day it was just easy for me to pick up and start working on. It's the Sonder. So I've made a little bit more progress on it. So I guess I'll finish it. I don't know. I had moved it in my Ravelry projects page. I put it in hibernating mode, which is usually the first step towards frogging something for me if it's going to get frogged. So I took it back out. I mean, I haven't made much more progress on it than the last time you saw it, but honestly, I really enjoy this project. Even though I may not be 100% sold on the yarn choices that I'm making for it, I really enjoy it. And it's my yarn, it's my cozy base, and I was going to do it in the three different colors, the blocks. That was my plan B with it. And I'm sure it'll be fine. But anyway, yeah, so, oh gosh, and this needle has little kitty cat teeth marks in it. Love that. Okay, so I did add a little bit more. So I'm now 15% done with this. I think when you saw it last, I was 10%, and I was thinking, I don't think I'll finish this. That's a Helen Stewart pattern called Sonder, which I like how she writes her patterns because you can keep track of how far you are into it, so that makes it easy. 15%. Woo! I did cast on 2 more socks since last week. They are socks with a purpose. Well, let me explain. I'll go. Yeah. The first one, both of these are special colorways. They're for specific events. And the first one is for the Needles Up event that's coming up the Friday before Maryland Sheep and Wool. I dyed up a special, a special colorway for that event. I'm not going to be taking pre-orders for it, but I will be bringing a limited number of skeins. I'm going to dye up as many as I can, but it will be limited, and then that'll be it. I'm not going to do pre-orders, and I'm not going to do special orders for it probably. But this is it. It's a super fun, multicolored, stripey, 6 stripes. These colors are based off of the Maryland Needles Up emblem or logo with all the colorful sheep in it, if you've seen that. So I'm calling this What Color is Your Sheep? That's the colorway name. And I'm toying with the idea of possibly pairing each skein up with a mini that would be in one of these colors. Just, you know, do some of each color. I don't know. I may do that. I may not. I haven't decided that yet. But anyway, this is the colorway. And so if you're going to be at Needles Up, hopefully you'll get a chance to grab one of these. Like I said, there's going to be a limited number. I'll probably put half out for that first hour, you know, the VIP hour, and then, or maybe not half, I don't know how I'll divide it up, but there'll be some out for the VIP hour, and then I'll definitely hold back a bunch for the general shopping time after that. So that's the first one. I'm hoping to get the entire sock done before Needles Up to have a nice sample of it. And then the other one is for the Downseller Studio Splash Pad Party this summer, which I am sponsoring again. I'm going to be one of the Pro Shop sponsors. I love sponsoring Jen's events. They're just so much fun, and she runs them so well. She's far, far more organized than I am. I don't know how she does all she does. But anyway, this is the colorway. I'm calling it Pool Noodles, because these are the color of those brightly colored, I don't know, styrofoamy pool noodles that you can get. And who doesn't love pool noodles? They're fun, right? But anyway, you can't really see it so much in the skein, but here's what it looks like knit up. So each of the sections of the 4 pool noodle colors is speckled with all of the other colors from the colorway. So again, you get that fun tweedy effect going on with that. So yeah, pool noodles. This will be available as an exclusive for the Downseller Studio, the Splash Pad Party. These will go on sale in my shop May 1st, and I will have them up in the shop through the end of May. Those will be pre-orders, but they'll be faster turnaround pre-orders than my usual turnaround. It won't be the whole 4 to 6 weeks. It'll probably be 2 to 3 weeks, just because I want to get those out really fast, since the Splash Pad Party only runs June and July, and I want people to be able to use this if they want to. So you can be looking for that if you're going to be taking part in the Splash Pad Party. That's where you'll be able to see the details about it. And again, it's only going to be available for pre-order through the month of May. After that, it'll be gone, and it will remain an exclusive to the Splash Pad Party. I probably won't dye that up again until next summer and put it in the shop. So, okay, I think that is, oh my goodness, I forgot to put this sock back in here. And this poor project bag was sitting on the dining room table. And Winnie, our one cat, she's our grouchy old lady cat, and she's not playful, but I posted a video to Instagram the other day in my personal account of Winnie and this bag, because she loves these drawstrings. And I have a couple of other project bags that have drawstrings, and if it's sitting on that table, she's all over it. She just loves the drawstrings, and this has the beads on it, so it makes a clanking sound on the table. But Winnie is pretty much an almost all white cat, and so this bag is just covered with Winnie fur. Actually, the whole house, well, not the whole house. My yarn areas are cat-free. I like to let people know that. Like, anything that's to do with shop yarn, those are in cat-free zones. But pretty much the rest of the house, well, see, not. Because the bedrooms, they don't go in the bedrooms. They do go in our office occasionally, but we try to keep them out of there, but sometimes they sneak in. Yeah, it's shedding season is my point. And so pretty much everything, I always feel covered in cat hair. It's so funny. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. But anyway, yeah, my poor bag. Winnie has been having fun with it. But I guess if it's giving her joy, that's all right. We have a lot of lint rollers, and we're constantly defurring. Oh my goodness, that was a huge bird that just flew by my window. I don't know what it was. Anyway, okay, so I think that is it for all of my whips. Let's see, knit-alongs. I believe I am caught up on sending out all of the prizes. I finally got the March prize. No, which ones? I got all of the hand spun along prizes out. I don't even remember which ones I was super late on. But anyway, they're all in the mail. If you have contacted me and you have chosen a prize, it is in the mail. Finally. I am sorry. I guess they're crows. My goodness, there's like a whole bunch of them. Anyway, so prizes have been mailed out. I believe I've also got both people who won pattern prizes from the drawing I announced last week. Those have also been sent out to you. So everybody has their prizes. I am caught up for once. My goodness, it feels good. I do. Oh no, I have to go get that. Well, that'll be in shop news anyway. I have the an announcement to make that I should have made last week, and I forgot about the conversion rewards program, the bonus grams that I was doing that was running through the end of March. I have those winners to announce, but I will stop the video and go grab my little piece of paper that has those winners on it after I get through the rest of this. Once I get to the show stuff, the shop news stuff. So if you're doing that, I'm just saying, stick around. Okay, new things. The only new thing I have this week, miraculously enough, is I got the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival catalog. Yay. I don't know that I've ever purchased this in advance before. I've purchased it at Maryland in the past, like I occasionally, but this was the first time I ever ordered it ahead of time and had it mailed. And that's because I've seen this a couple of times, and I just love this cover. Isn't it pretty? All those colorful sheep. So, yeah, I've glanced through it a little bit, and I've been reading different things to Bill, which I'm sure he's super excited about, but, you know, it's fun. And, yeah, so that's my only new item this week. Which brings us basically to 10%, because I don't really have anything else to tell you. I'm trying to think. Knit-alongs, I said I am going to start a new knit-along in May. I still haven't really decided what that's going to be yet, though. I'll tell you next time. Because I should be able to record one more time before May. Oh, let's hope. Okay, so yeah, I'll tell you about that next time. 10%. I think I said at the beginning, we do have a tentative closing date window right around the middle of May, so one more month. Basically, that happened on Monday. I got a text from the girl who's buying my house, and she's like, hey, can we close on the 12th or something? And I'm like, the 12th is a Saturday? I'm not even sure you can do that on a Saturday. I said, but we were really hoping to have that particular weekend, because that would be our last weekend that we would have to move stuff. So could we do it like one of the nights the week after? And she's like, yeah, that would be fine. So we have to plan that yet with her mortgage company or whatever, but it looks like that's when it'll be. And so I immediately started basically hyperventilating and panicking, because it's like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You know? And I'm texting Bill, I'm like, oh my gosh, she wants to close on this date, and we have to pack everything up yet, and move, and can we do this? Well, we have enough time, and these are this, because I've got 2 shows between now and then, Needles Up and the Raggz show coming up this weekend, and yeah, I was just a little bit, he's like, slow down, and it'll be fine. Honestly, I was at my house on Wednesday, and I spent the entire day packing, which basically it was just one room, but honestly, I would say about at least 85% of anything that has to be put in a box that's in my upstairs main living area is packed. There's some stuff that I won't be able to do till the last minute, because it's stuff that we're still using while we're in and out of there, but the majority of it is packed in boxes, and most of it has already been brought up here. Matter of fact, my car is full from Wednesday's load. I need to unload it today. The basement is another story. That we're working on. That is just, ugh. And I'm sure it'll be fine. It's just arduous. There's just so much stuff. Thankfully, a lot of that stuff is already in boxes because of, it's being stored down there, and, when we were working in the basement, a lot of things got moved around and sort of organized. They got organized, but they didn't get gone through, and so now I'm feeling like I should go through this stuff before I bring it up here, because there's just going to be stuff I'm going to want to get rid of, and, you know, but I don't have the time to do that. So we're basically just hauling stuff up here, storing it wherever we can. Honestly, this room over here that you can see through these windows, this door, it's going to be wall-to-wall boxes before this is all done. Boxes and furniture. So anyway, we're going to be moving stuff this weekend. We're not, if we can avoid it, we're not renting a truck. We're just going to, originally I said, let's just get a U-Haul and do it all at once. And Bill's like, that's stupid. We don't need to do a U-Haul. We've got a trailer. We can just do it, you know, loads. So I agreed. And so the only problem with that is it's an open trailer. It's like a, you know, a utility trailer, not a cargo trailer. Cargo trailers are closed. Utility trailers are open, so it's all weather dependent. But Saturday should be really nice, and so we should be able to get a couple of loads brought up here Saturday. Even if it's just furniture, because like at this point upstairs, furniture is mostly what's left. I mean, there's some furniture we have to, again, leave till the last minute because we're still there some. But like beds. The bed is helpful to have since we still stay there occasionally. But otherwise, yeah, we're going to start moving furniture and moving more boxes. And I'm praying that, like, nothing goes wrong with this deal between now and then. You know what I mean? Like, because until it's all signed and sealed and whatever, I know it's not a done deal. And so something could fall through. And I don't know what I'll do. I'll be sad and just, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at with the house stuff. What else? I took I took the scooter out for a ride yesterday. It was my first bike ride this year. It was a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous day out there today too. I don't know if you can see, it's nice and sunny and blue sky. It's fairly windy. It was very windy yesterday. But I decided I was going to go out and ride. And so I took the scooter out. I have a Honda Silverwing that Bill bought last year after he had wrecked my other scooter when he had that one accident. And so he wanted to get another scooter, so that's what he bought me. I don't remember what year it is. It's not new, but it's new to me. And it's nice. It's very easy to drive. The nice thing about scooters is they're automatic, so you don't have to think about gear shifting and stuff like that. You're just basically balancing. Yeah, so I took that out, and it was nice. It was fine. I'm fine. When I'm on the road, I'm fine. The driveway is my biggest nemesis, you know. And I'm not too bad about getting out of our driveway anymore. That used to be the thing that used to freak me out, because our driveway is a hill. And, like, so you have to, and here's the road. So you stop up here, and you've got this little bump you got to go over to turn right or left. And I've gotten much better at that. It's coming back in. I mean, after I wrecked a couple of times, like, because I slow down too much and everything, but I got back in yesterday. I'm not going to go into that. It wasn't pretty, but I did it, and it was fine. I just have to it's a mind block. It's like something, I don't know why I've suddenly got this issue with coming back in, because coming back in never used to be my problem. I used to come back in fine. I don't know. I think it's because we have to come in, and then there's the gate, so I know I have to not only come in, but I have to also stop. And it feels like a really short span of space between getting off the road and having to stop before I hit the gate. It's actually about 20 feet, but that feels like a really short distance when you're on a moving vehicle. You know, I don't have a problem with it in my car. Maybe I should just visualize like I'm in my car or something. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, I went out yesterday. I thought I might go out again today, but if it doesn't stop being this windy, I may not, because it was really windy yesterday, and I was kind of getting buffeted all over the place, and that's not really my favorite way to ride. I know I can't be super picky, but I need to learn how to ride in all circumstances. Yeah. Incidentally, we are planning a vacation. On Saturday morning, we were having breakfast, we were talking, and, you know, my husband has been building this sidecar rig, which is going to be a camper sidecar on his one motorcycle, and he's nearly done with it. We're just waiting for the box to come back from the guy who's painting it, and he's been taking it out and riding it a little bit just to get the hang of how it feels and any adjustments that need to be made. But he's mostly done with that, so he doesn't have that project on his mind as much. And, you know, all of the work, like fixing things at my house, that's done. and it's just the packing. So he's not thinking about those kind of projects as much. So now suddenly he's able to think about vacation, which I hadn't been able to get him to think about for a while, even just to give me a shred of hope that we might do something fun again in the future. Yeah, so Saturday morning at breakfast, he's like, I think I'd really like to take a vacation this fall. I'm like, yay! And so we talked about it. It's nothing that we can plan details for right now, but we have about almost 3 weeks blocked off at the end of September, like second half of September, right into the beginning of October. And what I know about it is it will entail going west. His sister lives out in Arizona, so we're going to go visit her. And it will entail being on motorcycles, at least one. I told him I reserved the right to choose to be a passenger on whatever he's going to ride, rather than ride my own. Although I would really, really like to be able to ride my own. But that's going to depend on how my riding season goes this summer and how confident I'm feeling. Although it won't involve having to go in and out of my driveway, except when we leave and when we come back. So the rest of it should be a piece of cake. But the plan is we're going to go out to his sister's in Arizona. And then he said, I've never been to California. He said, I would love to drive the California coast up to Oregon. So that's tentatively what we're going to do. We're going to ride to Arizona and then up the California coast, up into Oregon, and then come back across the country on obviously a different route. I don't know. It sounds very exciting to me, and I would love to be able to ride my own bike doing that, just to say I did it, just to have had the experience. And it's a challenge. Like, I see it as a challenge, and I even told him, I'm like, that's the one reason I definitely would like to do it, because I feel like at my age I'm running out of time to have big adventures and meet those kind of challenges. And then I got all teary. He's like, you're only 51. He's like, you're young. And I'm like, I know, man. So anyway, and the other reason I'd rather ride my own bike too is because I think I would end up being bored silly just sitting on the back of a bike for that long. I mean, that would be over 5,000 miles altogether. And I can't knit on the back of a bike. I mean, if I'm gonna be riding for 5,000 miles, I want to have knitting time. I have never yet figured out how to knit on the back of a motorcycle. Plus, I could just see me like dropping the ball and then be going boing, 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 and it'd be like 2 miles down the road, and I wouldn't have any yarn. So that would be bad. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. On the other hand, like if I was just riding, I could nap. I have fallen asleep on the back of a motorcycle before and have not fallen off. And I would get to see stuff. I'd be able to enjoy the scenery way more than I would if I was driving, I think. So, I don't know. To be continued. We'll see how that goes. But that is our tentative plan anyway. I mean, all that could change. There's so many variables that could change that. But it's exciting to think that we're at least sort of planning a vacation. That's where I'm going with that. Yeah, I guess that's it. I'm going to pause here for a second so I can run and get my list of winners, and then I'll be right back with the shop news. I'm going to talk about the next 2 shows that I'm vending, and I'm going to talk about the conversion rewards program, and I already really told you about the splash pad party, but I'll probably mention it again, just because it's specific to the shop. So I'll be right back. If you're not going to hang on for that, then I will see you next time I record. Have a lovely week, but otherwise just hang tight and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, shop news. I will just tell you again that I am sponsoring the Down Cellar Studio podcast's Splash Pad Party this summer. So, the colorway that I showed earlier, the Pool Noodles colorway, is my exclusive colorway for that. That will go on sale May 1st. You'll be able to find more details about that over in Jen's group, Down Cellar Studio, in the exclusive items thread. I'll have all that information there. It'll be on sale in my shop, Vibrant Dye Works, on Big Cartel. But the information about the colorway will be over there in Jen's group. Let's see. There will also be, I usually offer a discount code, but again, you'll need to go over to her group and find out about that. And just, it's a really fun event to take part in. She always does the pigskin party during football season, and this is just sort of like a smaller, I would say a smaller, more kind of informal, but not super informal. There's still rules and everything, but it's just like a smaller, fun thing to do after football season's over and before football season starts again. So check that out if you would like to be a part of that. There's not a whole lot of information up in the group yet from the sponsors, but her events are always well sponsored, so please do check out all of the other sponsors and what they're offering as well. So, shows, let me just remind you about the shows that I'm going to be vending, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, April 21st, I am vending at the Raggz Fiber Fair and Wool Market, which is close to me. It's in Delmont, PA, at the Delmont Fire Hall, and that'll be from 10 to 3. So please stop by if you are going to be in the area. It's a wonderful little show. It's a nice collection of vendors. I love that there's a lot of farm vendors there with very wonderful woolly things. So yeah, it's a great show to check out. And then the next one for me will be Needles Up, which is May 4th, Friday, May 4th, which is the day before Maryland Sheep and Wool. That's taking place in Columbia, Maryland. And that is, the general shopping hours are from 2 to 6. If you purchased a VIP pass, which have been long since sold out, then you get in at 1 o'clock. So from 1 to 2 is the VIP hour, and then 2 to 6 is the rest of the shopping time. I am super excited about doing Needles Up. I can't wait. I mean, I get excited about any show, but that's going to be such a fun event. Just the other vendors that are going to be there and the excitement. I mean, I just heard so many good things about the one that they did last year before Rhinebeck, so I can't wait to be a part of this one before Maryland. So I hope I'll see you there. Okay, that's it for that, and now I have winners to announce, and I apologize again that I did not announce these last week. I thought about it after I had finished recording, and I was trying to get the video where it needed to be and wasn't having any success, and I was frustrated. But this is, if you remember back in March, I announced that I was going to offer bonus grams for the Conversion Rewards Program. And how that was going to work was if you have your post in the finished object thread, even if it was just a placeholder post, as long as it was created by the end of March, you were eligible to be one of the 5 winners of 25 bonus grams. And if your post did have at least one qualifying finished object in it, then I would double your 25 grams and make it 50. So I did do the random number generator. There were, oh crap, saying that word today. Sorry. I can't remember. I think there were 53. I'm sorry. I don't remember how many people had posts up by the end. It was in the 50s that had posts up by March 31st. So I did random number generator from 3, because the first 2 posts were mine, 3 through whatever that last number was. And we've got 5 winners. So the first one is post number 3, who is Eileen, Twisting Pearls. The next one was post number 42, who is Courtney of Eden, and that's Courtney. Post number 50 is the 3rd winner, and that's Anne, who is Bead Weasel. Post number 38 is Mucklepoo 1986, and that's Karina. And lastly, post number 37, who is Kathy Ann, and that is Kathy. So congratulations to the 5 of you. I will message you through Ravelry also just to make sure that you know you got your bonus grams, but you don't have to do anything in your post. I will go into your post and edit it so that I will be changing your total grams to date to reflect your winning grams. Some of these people do have projects in there, so they'll be getting 50 grams. The ones that just had the placeholder posts by the end of March will get the 25 grams. But either way, bonus grams, so yay. I also noticed as I was going through that thread, there are some people who have reached over 500 grams and haven't contacted me to cash those in. And that's fine. If you're waiting and you want to do it like later in the year after you've maybe earned more than one scan yarn, that's fine. But just don't forget that once you get past 500, if you would like to redeem those grams for your free skein or free braid, you need to contact me and let me know that you have indeed reached your first milestone of 500 grams, and I will go in and I will verify that, And once I've verified it, then you are free to choose whatever colorway you want on whatever base you want. And I will edit your post to reflect that you have cashed in those 500 and give you your new starting gram number, which would be your balance, and then you can continue. So I have had a second person contact me about their reaching their 500, so that's exciting, and I'm enjoying being able to give out the free yarn. So 2 people so far this year, and I know a bunch of you seem to be, working away at it, and I hope I get to give lots of people free yarn this year. So anyway, that's everything I've got for you this week. I've got a lot of dyeing to do for the rest of the day, so I'm going to go get working on that. Hopefully I will get to record next week. Fingers crossed. I'm not sure if I will be able to get it up before I have my show on Saturday. That might be pushing it. It may not go up until early the next week though. So if I don't talk to you again before next Saturday, I will look forward to seeing you if you are coming to the show up in Delmont, the Raggz Fiber Fair show at the Fire Hall. So please stop by and say hello. All right, that's everything, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.